everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gifty and I. I've been YouTubing for about, I guess, a year now. And if you're new to my channel, like I said, my name is Gifty. I'm a teacher. I teach year 3. I'm currently living in London, UK. I'm originally from Canada, and today's video is my advice for first year teachers. Or if you are a student teacher and you're about to graduate, I believe this video will be helpful for you as well. This is everything that I've gathered from finishing my first year of teaching, and I do want to share with all of you because I feel like it would be helpful. If I knew this while I was in my first year of teaching or before teaching, I think I would have been very grateful. So let's get started. So my first advice is to ask questions. I can't stress this enough. You have teachers who are in your school who have been there for a really long time, or been in the profession for a really long time, I'm assuming, and for most cases. And honestly, they have so many gems that they can share with you. I remember my first year of teaching. First of all, I moved from Montreal, Canada to London to teach. So the whole education curriculum was so different. So I remember in my first week, my second week, I was so drained and stressed, not only because it was my first year of teaching, but I was moving to a whole new country and the education system, like I said, was very different. So I was so stressed. Like, honestly, I came home sometimes, I was like crying. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so stressful. Like, I can't find my feet. Like, I feel like I'm drowning. But after I was asking questions to teachers, I just got out my comfort zone. Like, you know what, I'm gonna ask questions. And I started asking questions. They were so helpful to me. They gave me so many tips and advice, telling me like, oh, maybe you should do it this way. Oh, maybe you're doing too much. Do it a bit like this. It was just so helpful. So my first advice is please ask questions. I cannot stress this enough. Most teachers are so kind, and they want to help. They love to help. They want to help. They want to give you their tips and so forth. So ask questions. Don't be shy. And if you can ask for a mentor teacher, for your first year teacher, from your head teacher or principal, and they can provide that for you, that would be great too. Mentor teachers are really great to help you to see where you are and track how you're doing, just to give you a guideline of where you are and where you can improve. So definitely ask questions. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. And if you want to ask me questions on the comments below, feel free. Just ask questions. If you're unsure, ask. That is my first advice. Ask. Don't be shy. My second advice is to build relationships with your students. Oh my goodness, so important. If you don't do that, you're just gonna stress yourself even more. Build relationships with your students. We hear that in school while you're finishing your education, in terms of if you want to be a teacher, but it sounds cliche, but it's so important. I can't stress that enough. It just makes everything so easy. Once you can grab them and they like you, you like them, and they feel that you like them, and they're happy with you, and they just feel so joyful in your classroom, then learning can take place. For me, what I do for the first month of let's say when I get a new class, that month, I'm just trying to get to know them. I want to try to get their names right. I want to know what they like, what they dislike. I want to know what challenges that they may have with school and how I can help them tackle that. I can't stress enough to build relationships with your students. And as you build relationships with your students, use the things that you've learned about them in your lessons. I know one of my students loves swimming. Like, that's one of his things. He loves swimming. So I make sure any way I can, if there's any time that they're doing their work, I come sit next to him and talk about, oh, how were your swimming lessons this weekend? How did it go? Did you so and so forth? Just get to know your students. It helps so much. And as you're getting to know your students, they're gonna know that you care about them. They're gonna know that you care about them, and learning can take place there. So it's honestly, I can't stress building relationships with your students. It's a life changer in the classroom. If you're not building relationships with your students, it's just gonna make things harder and more stressful. So they're not your friends, but build relationship with your students. Definitely the biggest advice I can give. My third advice, and probably one that I should have known the first day of teaching, is leave work at work. Some teachers may disagree with me. This is my own opinion, and that's fine. When I first started teaching, wow, I would wake up at 5:30, get ready, go to work, teach all day, come home, grade, correct, do a whole bunch of all these different things for planning my lessons for like two weeks that's coming up and so forth. And then I would never have time for like home, and I'll go to bed like at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. do the same thing over and over and over again. My life was just teaching, and that's not healthy. Yes, your identity is a teacher, but you also have a life after that and before that. So definitely leave work at work. And my biggest I guess tip I can say that I do at the moment to leave work at work is that I have an overall idea of what my lessons are about, or what my theme is for the term and so forth. I know what book we're going to read. I know in general for science what the topic is. For example, we're focusing on light and shadow for this term. I know in general what geography is about. I know in general what my math topic is about. I know in general what my English, I know in general what everything is about, right? And I know a bit of lessons that I want to plan, like little pinpoint lessons or topics I want to plan within those subjects. But my day-to-day, in terms of like specifically what I'm going to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I plan the day before. Yes. It's different. It took me a while to get to this point. When I first did it, I was like, this feels really weird and I feel guilty. But honestly, it's gonna save you so much time. So for example, if I have a lesson to do on science for, let's say, Tuesday, I plan it on Monday before I leave school. I never leave school without planning for the next day. I have a scrap paper. I plan the whole day what I'm going to do. I print out the sheets. I cut them out, trim them the way I want it to be, and I just leave it on my desk. And the next day, it's already on my desk prepared for that particular day. That's it. That's all. On Tuesday, I plan for Wednesday. Wednesday, I plan for so forth. And then for Friday, I plan for Monday. I don't plan for the whole week for Friday. On my weekends are for myself, for my family, and so forth. So definitely different way of working. It's called agile work if you want to check that out. It's a life changer, honestly. I have time for myself. I come home and I am actually home. So if that's something you're looking to do, please comment below. I'll give you more tips about it. But you definitely have to have an overall idea of what your lessons are about. But definitely, I just plan for the next day. And yeah, so that's called agile working, and it works like a charm. And you have some time for yourself, which is so important, because if you don't feel well and if you're not healthy, and if you're feeling stressed, your students are going to feel it, and you can't give your all if you're lacking yourself. So definitely check that out if you feel really overwhelmed. You can try for 1 week and see how it goes. But yeah, definitely a life changer, and I am loving it. My next tip, and probably a funny one, and probably one you might be like, I don't know if I really need one, it's buy a laminator. Oh my gosh, a laminator. It's a game changer. Yes, you might have one at school, but buy your own at home. I love laminators. The amount of displays that you're gonna do in your school, if you are not in teaching yet, but the amount of displays you have to do, the amount of just making sure things are perfect, making sure things will last for a lifetime. Let's say your times table chart, making sure it lasts for a lifetime. A laminator. There's some cheap ones on Amazon that are really good. I'll link the one I'm using below. Get 1,000 laminating sheets as much as you can. Laminators are a game changer, because there's some games you might play with your students. There's, like, for example, for me, I have this math game that I play with my students, and if I do laminate it and I just had it as a paper, I'll be wasting so much paper. But the fact that it's laminated, I can just reuse it over and over again for a lifetime, until, let's say, for example, I'm like, okay, this needs to I need to print it out and laminate it again. So definitely my advice as a first year teacher, please get a laminator. Some of them are really cheap. I know the one that I got was, I believe in pounds, 30 pounds if I'm not mistaken. There's more expensive ones, but if you have a laminator at school, you I don't think you need to get an expensive one. Just get a cheap one for home. But yeah, a laminator, game changer. It's like literally my best friend. I can't, like, literally. My fifth advice for first year teachers, or if you're a student teacher going and teaching very soon, is use reward systems. Some people may agree, some people may not agree, but reward systems really work well. For me, my classroom released Class Dojo, and honestly, they love it. What I like about Class Dojo a lot is that they have their own mini characters, which they also love. So if I see a good behavior, if I see someone just being kind or doing their work with their, being on task, doing what they're supposed to be doing, I give them a Class Dojo point and so forth. And at the end of the month, there's rewards for who has the most Class Dojo points. I know some teachers also do Class Dojo, and then depending on how many points you have, there's like a Class Dojo store that you can purchase things with your points. That's a really good one too. I haven't had time to do that, but that's something I'll definitely do in the future. But yeah, class reward systems are really, really great to just make your students responsible for their actions. Yeah, Class Dojo is a really good one. I know some schools in the UK do house points. So if you're in the UK, you might be familiar with that reward system. But I would recommend, if you're in the UK, reward systems and let's say consequences and so forth. I believe there's a lot of asking the head teacher how things work. So please ask before. So definitely, reward systems are great. To keep your children accountable for their actions and for doing their work. And yeah. My sixth advice is to please subscribe to at least one teaching resource. There's going to be times that you're going to need a teaching resource, and you can't always do it yourself on Word document and then transfer it into a PDF and so forth. So definitely I would advise to subscribe to at least one teaching resource. Some of them are super cheap. Well, most of them are super cheap. I subscribe to Classroom Secrets. I absolutely love it. I only pay £3.60 something a month, which is nothing basically. Twinkle's a really good one as well. I'm not sure how much that is because I'm under it through my school, but teaching resources, please invest in one. So sometimes you might, God forbid, but like you can't go to school because of so and so reasons, and just to have that teaching resource available for a printout really quickly, just to make sure your supply teacher, substitute teacher has something on hand. Honestly, it's a game changer. And I find the free ones don't give you much resources, whereas when you pay for it, you get a lot of really good benefits, or really a good investment. For Classroom Secrets, like I said, that I use, they differentiate a lot. Like everything, like they have math, English, reading comprehension. They have like a lot of things, and most of them are differentiated, which is super good, especially if you have a class that has different abilities. So I would recommend Classroom Secrets. Twinkle's a really good one. They also differentiate, and yeah, just invest in at least one teaching resource before you get into teaching, so that you just have a backup if anything. And my last advice, not least, probably the best one, is to be confident. Oh my goodness, your students can read your energy the moment you walk in. They know. Be confident, be assertive, be confident, be strong, also be fun. They're gonna need that. Most students don't like strict teachers, right? Be confident, be assertive, but also be fun. But the fact that you get to, for the first point, the fact that you're going to get to know them and build relationship with them. So even if you're assertive, because you've built a relationship with them, it's okay. So first, build a relationship with them, but then also be assertive and be fun and be confident. And that is my advice. If you are just starting into teaching, you're probably doing better than you think you are. As teachers, we're very critical of ourselves. So keep on the great work you're doing if you are into teaching, or if you're a student teacher. And if you have any questions, any advice for me, or just anything you want to message me about, please comment below, and I'm more than happy to answer it. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, I just want to say that I am founder and CEO of Teach Nation. It's an online learning platform. I am hiring qualified teachers at the moment to teach maths, English, and French. Also, if you are a parent looking for an amazing online resource, an online learning platform for your child to learn either maths, English, or French, we have qualified teachers who are more than happy to help your children. So I'll leave a link on my bio below. And thank you so much for watching. And lastly, if it's your first time watching my video, thank you for watching, but please subscribe and hit the bell button when I post a new video. Thank you so much. God bless you, and bye.